Good morning and welcome to our webinar Supporting Youth in Exploring Careers of the Future with Amazon Future Engineer. Digital skills proficiency is essential not only for success in today's fast-paced world, but also for preparing the future workforce for upcoming jobs. Regrettably, not all individuals have the resources to enhance their digital skills, which has resulted in unequal opportunities for youth. How can nonprofits and educators empower future opportunities for young people and contribute to diminishing inequality? In this webinar, you will learn about Amazon's digital education initiative, Amazon Future Engineer, and its offerings and resources in the field of computer science education. Let me introduce you our today's expert on this topic, Michael Vollmann, Europe Lead Education at Amazon. Welcome, Michael, and thanks for being here today. The stage is now yours.
Hi, everyone. Thank you for the intro, and thanks for your time and interest to learn about our work. I'm Michael. I'm with Amazon for 2 years now. I started leading the German CSR activities for Amazon in Germany, and since half a year, I'm leading all the educational programming in Europe. And today, I'm very pleased that I have some time to share with you what we're doing in the field of digital education, mainly computer science education, and give you a bit of context why we're doing this and how we're doing it and how you can be part of it and use the hopefully useful assets that we created and digital products that we ramped up with partners. So first of all, why we're doing this. Amazon, as you know, is a big tech company, and we have a big staff base working in tech roles. And every year we're doing an internal survey of the diversity of this tech workforce. And we saw that, like in many other companies or around the world, it's a domain that is mainly dominated by white male employees. And this is also something that we want to change so that our workforce in tech roles becomes more diverse with more female employees, but also diverse employees in terms of backgrounds and migrant history or other diverse accents. And why this is so important to us, it's because these are the people that are also coding and programming the algorithms and the digital infrastructures of tomorrow. And we believe that it's important and brings better results if we have diverse people creating this together than only a homogeneous workforce. And at the same time, all the studies show that not only in Europe, but all over the world, there are a lot of tech roles that are not filled. So there's a huge demand for jobs in tech roles. And this is offers huge opportunity, especially for people from underserved and underrepresented communities. So people with a migrant history or from refugee communities or indigenous communities, also girls that would normally not consider a career in tech are really in demand, and these are high-paying jobs. So this also offers a great opportunity for social mobility if you're able and capable to leave school and start right away, not only at Amazon, but at any company or NGO in a tech role. Tech roles are paying higher than normal roles. We just recently came up with a study together with Gallup that looked into the careers of the future, and it showed that tech roles are one of the categories that are least threatened by automation, and will be in high demand and have a shortage of newcomers. So we think that these are the careers of the future that really offer great opportunities, and therefore we want to focus parts of our philanthropic education engagements onto empowering people through computer science education. So how we're doing this? We're doing this across the globe in 6 countries, and we started in the United States some 5 years back, and then also expanded to Canada and the UK pretty quickly after that. But nowadays we also work in India, where we have a big tech workforce, and countries that with like France and Germany. And we're also starting to work in countries like smaller countries like Austria or Belgium, and are looking into markets like where we have a presence like Italy and Spain. And the program is designed in a way that it is really supporting children from underserved and underrepresented communities from childhood to career. So we have offerings in 4 categories, these are marked by the color scheme. So red, the offerings in red are where we say we want young students from these backgrounds to get in touch with careers of the future, because what studies also show is that many young children or youth from underserved communities don't really have exposure to tech careers and tech roles. They lack role models, and they don't even know why they should be interested in this and why it's worth pursuing a career in these fields. So we do a lot of career orientation, career exploration in that space. Afterwards, the blue sector is like where we want them to get in touch and start playing around with coding, with making, hacking, and to really not only see it, but also experience it and test it themselves, so that they can have the chance to see if this is something they're good at and that they're interested in, and to even explore their passion, hopefully, for that topic. The yellow parts are where we train educators and teachers to better teach computer science in school. So there we do a lot of teacher training, but we also provide open educational resources or coding materials like hardware and software. And in the mint color scheme, this is where we help students from underserved backgrounds that want to build their career upon computer science, but have a hard time entering university, for example, or a job qualifying educational offering. There we provide a mentorship program and a scholarship program. So you see, we really work starting from elementary school through to post-secondary school. Now I would go into the different products and activities that we do, and I hope that you find some of them interesting, and I will show you later on also a bit how we do this in particular, so that you can maybe even use those in your languages and countries, and play around with them and get inspired for your own work. So in Career Connections, we really have 2 main products. The one is the class chat, where we bring an Amazonian, a real tech industry professional, in front of a class of students, or a group of youth like you're working with out of school as well, with youth centers or sporting clubs or scouts. So community educators, as we call them. And this can be virtual or even better, also a session in person. And we basically provide our volunteer a PowerPoint template that asks them very personal question about their professional career, really starting from school so that pupils and students can relate to them, and then really focusing on the barriers that they focus during their time at school and at university, but also asking if they had mentors or role models or scholarships that helped them. So it's really more about their personal career trajectory rather than around their day job. And there we really try to find diverse role models. Best are peers that are in the same age as students. Like a lot of our apprentices do this and they get the best ratings from students because they are very close in terms of age. The second offering is what we call tech tours or career tours. And this is a product that emerged from our fulfillment center network. This is where Amazon, these are the Amazon warehouses, and we use these orange robots called Hercules that move the shelves. And normally, like pre-COVID, we had in-person tours for all kinds of visitor groups, and Amazon Future Engineer created a tour tailored to students and classes, where we talked about careers and also about the technology that is at work in these fulfillment centers, like sensors or machine learning and AI algorithms. All these concepts of cloud computing we feature, and we explain really like the different stations in a fulfillment center, how things are picked, packed, and shipped, and how machines and humans work together in logistics. And then when COVID came, we digitalized that offering, and today this is an offering on Kahoot, like a learning platform that is already used by many teachers in classrooms. Though you also have an interactive element where students check in a QR code with their personal cell phone, and then they answer quiz questions. So that they have and they're ranked and they compete against each other. So it's a playful element, but you can also see if and how much they've learned during the tour. And it comes with a teacher handbook and is very easy to moderate for a teacher. Yeah, this is basically what I already presented. So we saw that that especially students from underprivileged and communities lack role models, and they can only recall the jobs that they have in their direct environment. So we really want to get as many industry experts in front of them, and in short, we will also produce a video library where you don't need to schedule a live tour or a class chat, but you can present the speaker and the industry expert online as well in your student group. Then with the real world exploration, how we call it, spectrum, we have different kind of products. On the right hand side, you find the Python skill building product. This is an online learning platform, and by the way, all our offerings are free of charge. So this exists by now in French and in English, and you don't need a student login. you can just go on and play without any registration. You get a code that you need to remember if you want to go back to where you've ended your learning experience. And as a teacher, you can create a login and get a class code that you can also share with your students so that they can continue learning at home, and you see their progress in the different lessons. So Python is a coding language that we saw that it's high in demand from industry, but it's not really in all curricula in school. So this is we thought this would be a good investment to close that gap, and we created a very easy to use online learning platform. We're currently translating this into German and also into Italian and Spanish, so it's going to be available in Q3 2023 in those languages. Then we also started what we called Your Voice is Power. So there we cooperated with the MIT App Inventor platform, and we convinced the Pharrell Williams Foundation to give us the credentials of the song Entrepreneur. And we collaborate for this program with EarSketch, that's the software behind it, and students can log on and create their own version of the song with using code. And it's pretty amazing how creative students get in this, and the celebrity factor, of course, helps to also motivate students that are normally not that interested in the pure technology like robotics or more hardcore topics, let's say, nerdy topics. And the Alexa Skill Builder is there. We collaborate with MIT App Inventor. And it basically is a guide, also a 4-hour lesson for teachers to explain to the students how Alexa uses AI for voice recognition and language recognition, and they can start building their own Alexa skills via the App Inventor. Yeah, this is for your records. Here you see a bit of code, how it is done on the App Inventor platform. All our products come with a teacher handbook, so it's pretty self-explanatory and easy to teach. Then for teachers, but also community educators outside of school, we offer further education offerings. Like in different countries, we have different partners for that. Like in the UK, we work with Teach First and the Raspberry Pi Foundation, STEM Learning, and other NGOs that are really giving online and offline courses and CPDs for further educating educators and teachers on how to teach computer science. And we just partnered with Science on Stage Europe, which is a pretty big network of teachers and educators that use coding and technology in STEM, but also in other areas. And with them, we're gonna create a pan-European teacher roundtable that will collect already existing teacher-led materials working with AI. And we will publicize a collection of best practice workbooks. So it's a peer-to-peer learning platform from teachers to teachers cross-border in Europe. So stay tuned for those results coming in 24. And in our scholarship and internship section, we basically offer a 4-year scholarship for underserved, underrepresented students with in need and who want to study computer science. Also there we have different partners. In Germany we work with Stifter-helfen, in Deutschland Stipendium. in the UK, we work with the Royal Academy of Engineering, and in other countries we have different partners. So and we offer also, like, we're a mentoring program that is accompanying our scholarship program. So every scholar receives an Amazonian as a mentor for at least 6 months, also giving guidance on application and soft skills and career advice. That's basically my presentation for now. Now I would love to show you some of the online products we have. So this is, if you go to amazonfutureengineer.com/global, you find all the different countries. I would now, just for the language, I would choose United Kingdom. And here you see the different offerings that we have. And I would love to show you 2 products at the moment. Like, this is the Kahoot tour that I presented to you. You have a teacher toolkit that you can download, and then we have a tour with your classroom, or you can play it independently. So I invite you to go here and play this as a secondary or primary solo player, and then you land on Kahoot and get further advice on how to continue. It's pretty self-explanatory. I was already here, so he knows me, and you can click through. And it's really always a mixture of videos, short video sequences explaining different technologies that are used. This is basically the curriculum. It features real engineers, and it explains roles in technology behind that, and also entry-level opportunities at Amazon. And it's a pretty interactive experience, as we said, because it's video and then trivia questions that you have to answer by your cell phone. So it's not a lengthy experience, but a really interactive and playful learning environment. And in total, it's 45 minutes, so it's tailored to fit in one schooling lesson. Okay, this is the first product I wanted to show you. Then the second is the Turing Lab Python platform that we created. It's, as I said, tailored for KS3 and 4 and 5. You can sign up as a teacher or as a learner. I just signed up as a learner, then you end up here. And here you have the different contents. You have creative courses where you can start creating your own posters and start building things after you've taken the fundamental courses. So it starts with the farm bot, and where it's really easy. I already completed 26%. So you see, it's really the first movements, and then you start to farm and you start to plant and to harvest and everything. You get tests in between with quiz questions. You get support in debugging. You can ask questions and you get answered via chatbot. So these are very self-explanatory learning lessons, and the teacher can always see which student is where in the curriculum, and it's tailored towards the UK computer science curriculum. And if we translate it to other countries, it's always also suitable for the national computer science curriculum. I could show you much more. but I think I would leave it at that. Here you find also the supports for primary and secondary school teachers. As I said, this varies pretty much per country, as we have different partners there. And also for outside of school context, we support Meet and Code, like you all know, for a micro granting scheme pan-Europe. But we also really want to open up our existing products to you and other education NGOs working with underserved and underrepresented students, because we think it's important for them to get a good insight into technology early on, because the wealthier children will get that from at home, but these children really need support there, and also might have a great chance for starting a different career path than they would have without it. And with that, I would want to thank you, and I'm very eager to hear your questions and see where your interests are. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Michael, for all your input. I'll hop on to the questions now and start with following questions. It's a nonprofit organization that works in the education sector, and they are asking themselves if they can get access to the Amazon resources. For example, if they can apply for it so that the resources can be brought to the use, or what is the typical way they get access to all the things you just presented?
Yeah. So it very much depends in which country and language they're based. So in countries outside of Germany and UK and France, where Amazon Future Engineer is currently active, the only way is to either go onto these websites and use the materials in these languages that are already existent, or apply for a Meet and Code grant. These are the two options outside of these core markets. Within Germany, like we have rounds of funding for other partners, which we publicize on communityfund.org, which is our funding platform. We just had a round of funding for coding summer camps, and we do similar activities in France and UK.
Mm-hmm. And are those products you just presented are limited to certain countries, or are there any plans to expand and launch Amazon Future Engineer in other countries?
Yeah, as I said, so it's more a language issue. So we also translated the Python platform into Ukrainian language and Arabic language, for example. As I said, we are to reach refugee customer as well. We are translating some of our products into Italian and Spanish, because these are the most spoken languages after English and German and French. For smaller languages, we're currently we have no plans to translate those. Next countries from our perspective to serve would be Poland and Eastern European markets, where we have a presence as Amazon.
Mm-hmm. The next question, it's an example. Our nonprofit organization is also focusing on IT education in underserved countries. In Africa, we have several challenges with the internet. Do you also have a hybrid solution, for example, online, offline, for your learning tools?
So we're in our Indian program, we have the same challenges with bandwidth. I know that they're like Amazon Future Engineer India are developing some offline or products, complete offline products, but also products that can be used on a mobile phone with very limited bandwidth, or that can be downloaded onto a laptop, for example.
And here we have an example from Ireland. They are running a coding club for families in Rossmore, Tipperary. I hope I've spelled it right. They are asking, how much is the Meet in Code grant?
That's a good question. I don't have the figure, the correct figure for Ireland. I think it's between 300 and 500 euros for one workshop.
And you mentioned computer science scholarships. Do you collaborate with any universities in Ireland?
Not yet. As I said, we collaborate with the Royal Academy of Engineering in the UK. But we're, as we have a bigger presence of AWS in Ireland, we're looking into that market as well. And we're working with an NGO called Digital that is working with a network of teachers, and we're looking for ways of how to expand those materials to Ireland as well.
Then there's a question, is there the possibility to connect to the Indian developers who are working on the offline solution?
I think, first of all, go to the Indian platform and check which solutions are up there, because I'm more familiar with the European products, to be honest. So this is probably yeah, it's AmazonFutureEngineer.in, and I'm happy to find out if we have any existing offline products. But if we have, they should be downloadable on that page as well, because it's free of charge.
And regarding the scholarship and mentorship program, where can students apply for a scholarship?
So also on the different country pages, for example, in the UK, that's if you go under bursaries, students can apply there. They have, of course, application periods, so they will reopen in January next year for application, but all information are found on the Amazon Future Engineer web pages in the respective countries, and they have the bursary application page on their sites as well.
Then we have a new question. Is there a possibility to collaborate on development of additional on or offline materials according to specific needs we identified in our activities, for example?
We're always open for suggestions. As I said, like, we're developing new products only in our core markets, UK, Germany, France, for the moment. And you also find the contact emails here. So you have AFE minus and then the country that you want to. So in each country you find an automated inbox, or you can just contact me directly. This is my email address. I'm happy to answer.
All right. So those were all the questions. Thank you very much again, Michael, for your time and your input. I hope you, dear participants, you got a good insight into Amazon's digital education initiative, Amazon Future Engineer. And yeah, I wish you all a nice day, and I say goodbye from Munich.
Bye-bye. Thank you.